Check 1 2 3. Check. Let's do a mic check. Let me know if you hear me. Please let me know. All right. Welcome everyone. Good. The sound is good. It's been difficult, and I'm not feeling good today. So please, no sound problems. No sound problems. All right. Welcome in, everyone. Let's say hello to the chat while I gather my senses here. Welcome in, meow, meow, whoever you are. All right. Super early, and you're driving. All right. Be careful driving and enjoy. K West says, hello again, meow. Prof just hit the hotel by airport, flying out to Malta in the morning, so just enough time to catch up another live. And I'm off YouTube until the 5th of next month. Jeez, brother. Jeez. Going to Malta. Hey, email me. You should be taking some video. You should be taking lots of photos and videos if you're in Malta, heading out to Malta. Please email me. Maybe we can work something out. Some of the photography for me. Anyway, I'm glad you can catch this last one, and we won't be freaking out wondering where you are for a month, but or a couple weeks. But yeah, enjoy Malta. August Barnes, welcome in. Welcome in, August. And Bobby Smith. Welcome in, Bobby. Bobby Smith, criminally focused, welcome in. On vacation, can't stay long. Pop in and say hi. Thank you, criminally focused. All right, Ellen West. Well, welcome in, Ellen West. Good. Maybe it's evening for you. It's evening for us. Good evening to you. Yeah, please hit the like button. All right, Sweet Dude Shibby. What up, Sweet Dude? No homo. What up, Amy? Amy says hi, Prof in chat, and brings the flowers as usual. Awesome. Frenchie 6290, number 9, number 9, number 9. Let's go, Prof. What happened last night? Audio problems and attitude problems. I'm not feeling the best. Okay. Tracy Fleetwood. Welcome in, Fleetwood Mac. Welcome in, Tracy. Give us some of that 2-pounder. Well, you know, the troll farm hated that phrase. It's technically 1.7. Troll farm. What are you going to do? Oh, did Joe have a live? Did I miss it? Damn it. Did I miss a Joe live? Perhaps I did. Oh, wow. Apparently I missed a Joe live, but oh yeah. Goals, credentials, and Holman's being called into question. Wouldn't you agree as much as the Bar Association? Hey, Megan Z, welcome in, Megan. Megan Z, welcome in. All right. Guys rolling on in here. Hey, for a baby daddy. Sweet Dude Shibby says, K West, we can handle all 2 pounds at once. We can't. No, we can't. Okay, someone named K. That's not suspicious at all. Find your theory about possible Sudafed link interesting? But wouldn't the store, CVS Corporation itself, have noticed a larger than normal sales volume? Nope. Everyone gets on my balls about that. But obviously, everyone has not researched CVS and the problems it had with regulation of sales of pseudoephedrine. And if you were to go to Google, do something as simple as a Google search with the terms CVS and pseudoephedrine, you will pull up lots of information, including information on several extremely large lawsuits where various states sued CVS for its lax controls over pseudoephedrine at a time when controls were in place. Well, it turns out CVS was one of the worst places and one of the last to get their shit together in terms of proper regulation of the sales or slipping out of the store of pseudoephedrine. You can knock on my nuts all you want, slander my name, call me ridiculous, kick me in the ass. It's never going to change the fact that I know what I'm talking about. Yes, CVS had horrible controls over pseudoephedrine after the year 2000, when things should have been in place. They continued to let it slip between the fingers. And it was an epidemic nationwide, particularly for CVS. Does it mean that Richard Allen was doing that? I don't know. Doesn't. But the fact that little skank Jinx 13 went apeshit ballistic crazy on me, insanely so, the minute that I mentioned that possibility with Richard Allen, tells me that it's likely relevant. So, stank trolls, if you don't want people to understand what they should be looking at, maybe try to reel in those emotions a little and stop throwing up red flags when important things are mentioned that trigger you, because those things become the very red flags that we look closer at. So yes, pseudoephedrine was pouring out of CVS in the years leading up to the Delphi murders. And it's my assumption that it could be what ties Richard Allen to these people. We know that Skank 13 herself was grabbing Sudafed to bring to meth dealers or cooks. And it's very likely that many of the little smurfs in the area were also doing that. And it's also likely the little Richard Allen himself might have been handing it on out of the back door, so to speak. Do we know this? No. Are we speculating? Yes. Welcome in, Caroline Catastrophe. Nice name. Welcome in. Again. Treehugger 496. I had trouble connecting last night also. I clicked out and started over 2 or 3 times, but was not able to join. Yeah, last night was weird. There was some crazy echo that I've never had happen before, maybe once before. It just wasn't working. Let's see. It's a God thing. Says hello all. Well, hello to you. Hello. All right, guys. Yeah, send me an email, K West. Malta. What an extremely lucky man you are. All right, can't cover it all. Thank you for wishing that I feel better. I hope I feel better too. Positive note, I have been getting lots of great things done, personal business affairs. So lots of things have been working out and I'm getting work done, but I'm not feeling my best and not too excited about Delphi shows. Not while I'm on holiday, brother. I want to enjoy my time, take some wonderful photos, and film a bit on the island. So I'm dieting on the tubes. All right, guys. Hope you feel better. Thank you, Curtis. Curtis Hinkle. Welcome in. Yeah, Joe's live was informative. Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. I'll watch it after the show tonight. I'll watch it before bed. All right. CBS is horrible. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. CBS is just, I hate going into CBS. Walgreens I can handle. I love a Walgreens. Not too bad. But CBS I can't stand. A lot of the worst in statistics. Sorry, I am far from suspicious. I'm just interested in like your explanation. I had no intention of insulting. You're not insulting me. We've just dealt with so many trolls that a name like K is instantly suspicion arising. Sweet dude Shibby says, my grandfather came from Malta. Only thing I learned was pastizi. Hey, Lisa, welcome in, Lisa. Just wanted to know your perspective. I won't bother you anymore. No emotions, no red flags. Well, hopefully I answered your question. All right. Not until morning. I'm at the hotel by the airport flying out in the morning, early flight, so it makes sense to be here on location. Good, that's good. You'll be ready early. Yeah, I'm not feeling the best. Not feeling the best, criminally focused. Welcome in, Precascent. Hey, welcome in, Digital. Welcome in. Hey, welcome in, Pan. You guys all coming in at the same time. Where you been? You've been smoking weed out in the back. You guys coming in all suspicious, smelling and looking simultaneous. I can borrow those Daisy Dukes and roller skates until I feel better. Oh no. Oh man, it's too cold for that. We're getting down to 24 tonight. 24. We got snow. We got snow and 24 degrees. I mean, come on. Welcome in, Cindy. Cindy Goddard. Welcome in. Oh, Precasset loves her CVS. Well, you can keep it. I'm a Walgreens guy. All right. So, Fur Baby Daddy says a bunch of people around here are coming down with that flu strain A. Oh, I hope it's not. I think I have something else going on, but I called the doctor this morning and begged for a specialist. Welcome in, Gambies. Welcome in. Oh, pastéis are Maltese pastries. Ooh. Well, bad for the sugar, but probably good for the taste buds. Okay. Weather looks decent for the week as well. I should get some great footage, Prof. I'll definitely email you on touchdown and run through where exactly I'm staying. Yeah, go to the island. Go to Central Malta. Go to the Star Fort, brother. The Star Fort. Okay, Montana. Welcome in, Montana. Welcome in. Everyone joining, everyone in the Lurker crew, please, everyone watching, join the chat. I can't do this show tonight. I'm not feeling well. But with you in the chat, I can do you. I can read the chat and we'll get to the end of the show if I just keep reading the chat. Let's do that. All right. Yeah, please join the chat. I'm back from the desert. It was chilly at night. I understand. I understand about that. We have 80 degrees one day, snow and ice the next day. Just about over here, same deal. Only Focus had the flu. Oh no. Oh, stay away, stay away, stay away. All right. What's a quick synopsis of his live from last night? Is it a must watch? I do. Do you want to mop the floors? You want to wet mop the floors? Come on, come help me mop. I'll deal with that. Okay. Shay Watson says, "Hey everyone, hey Prof." Well, hey Shay, come on in. Hey, Old Mort, New Mort. You're my favorite, and welcome in, Old Mort, New Mort. Getting in here. Hey, good to see everyone. Hey, hey, look, here's what's exciting. We got a document to read. Here's my balls for baby daddy. Keep your balls to yourself, please. Okay, everyone I missed. Yeah, me too. Me too. Fur baby daddy's laughing. How is the weather in Colorado? Snowy and freezing. Neighbor told me 24 tonight, and I verified with Weather Channel, so I'm not excited because I didn't want any more heaters on. Apparently, it snowed in LA. Oh, where the hell is Shiraz? I see someone referencing Shiraz. Where's Shiraz? I don't see Shiraz. Well, that's going to break my heart. I like when Shiraz comes in. Oh, well, where the hell is Shiraz? No, I don't like that. There's no way I skipped over Shiraz. Let's see. Cindy Goddard, thank you for wishing that I feel better. Welcome in, Cindy Goddard. Yeah, I see no Shiraz. Someone delete his comment. Oh well. Yeah, I'll just stick this up there because I like this one. Good to see all you lovely people. All right. Oh, you'll be back in town? Yay. Yeah, it snowed. It snowed. It's the day before, and it's gonna snow tonight. It snowed all day in the mountains. On the horizon, I was watching all the mountains. Mm. I live in a valley, so all the mountains surround me. On days like today, it snowed all day in the mountains, so I could watch the mountains, but not a lick in the valley. Hey, there he is. Welcome in, Shiraz. How the hell everyone says hello to you, saying hello before I see you, and now I see you. Okay, let's read the document. Yeah, we'll read it. I'm not too excited. Hey, oh, did you delete it? Is that what happened? Don't be dirty deleting over here. Hi, Noe. I don't have to cut my finger to have typos. Is this live or a rerun? Well, it depends on when you're watching it, Michelle. It's live now. But if you watch it tomorrow, it'll be a rerun, a replay. It's easy to tell. Look, if it says live, it's live. If it says premiere, it's a replay. All right, guys. It's the changes in weather. No, it's more than that. It's more than that with me. Welcome in, Rebecca Ann. Welcome in, Rebecca. All right. Channel in a chat last night, Jerry Holman left a message that Richard Allen is 100% guilty. How's that not breaking the gag order? Is he? I mean, you ask Ruckus Rocks, fucking Ruckus will say, oh, he's guilty. All of this talk of snow makes me want a Prof hoodie. Hey, go buy one. It's on the damn, it's in the damn merch store. I got some Prof hoodies. I need one too. I haven't bought one. Cindy Goddard said, I'm seriously considering a job offer in Colorado, but I don't know if I have another move in me. Moved back from Virginia to Albuquerque during COVID. Hey, move to Colorado, but move into the mountains. Move into the mountains. Okay. I swear I look away from chat for one moment. All right. Let's go, trolls. Well, there's one in here. Okay, everyone, guess who the troll is in here? We got a troll in here. Have you caught her yet? You figured it out? There's a troll in here. For sure it's breaking a gag order, and I don't know if I would trust what's being told. No, I don't trust shit. I mean, I don't even trust any of you. I trust none of the YouTubers, none of the friends, none of the creators. I trust no one. Hey, no way. I heard you're from a border town. Me too. All right. So I think we did good. Okay. So give me a moment. I'll pull this up. All right. Just a moment. Okay. Now, this is a lot. Okay. Because I'm not feeling my best, we'll probably go slow. Normally I blaze through these, but probably will take me a minute. All right. Hey, welcome in, Marianne Foster. All right, can you please bear with me when I don't feel well to try to read? You ever try to read when you're not feeling the best? All right, so let's get this going. What up, Marianne Foster? I see you. What up? Thanks for coming in, Marianne. All right. All right. Thanks, Digital. All right, now let's get into this. Now, look, because I don't feel like going on many tangents today, I'll just try to interject where appropriate, if I have anything to say at all. Welcome in, Lee Cardell. Welcome in, Lee. What up, Lee? Where you been? Welcome in, Creed. Kenneth. Welcome in, Kenneth. Lee and Kenneth. Thanks for coming in last minute. All right. All right, guys. Here we go. Look, this is a post-hearing memorandum. I mean, I read all the shit, right? There's so many filings of past since Friday and today. I read it all. And this is the one that's actually relevant, okay? Okay, as previously argued by the defense, the entire process for pursuing indirect contempt was defective. I mean, that's pretty much a one-liner right there, right? That's a one-liner. I mean, let me just, okay, I said I'm not doing tangents. I'll just start with a tangent. What the fuck is going on here? it's obvious that the whole contempt thing is bullshit, right? I mean, are we gonna kid ourselves here that Erskine did not leak photos in 2017? Okay, raise your hand in the chat. How many people are aware that David Erskine leaked in 2017? I'll wait. Erskine leaked photos he took in 2017. Guess who's the best friend of Erskine? Mark Robert Cohen. Woodhouse leaked in December of 22. Guess who's a friend of Woodhouse? Mark Robert Cohen. Fortson leaked a little something in 23. Guess who's friend of Fortson? Mark Robert Cohen. Mark Robert Cohen is part of every leak. Got it? Okay. Should the court reconsider that argument, the defense would offer some additional authority. Acts of an indirect contempt, on the other hand, are those, quote, which undermine the activities of the court that fail to satisfy one of the direct contempt requirements. Indirect contempt proceedings require appointment of a special judge and an array of due process protections, including notice and an opportunity to be heard. State's Exhibit 1 was the press release from the defense that the prosecution alleged constituted indirect contempt. Mr. Razi testified as to three legitimate purposes of the release. One, to put an end to the incessant and inordinate requests from the media. Two, to respond to the torrent of detailed information disseminated by state actors and family members. See Defense Exhibit T, which identified over 130 press conferences, press releases, or media disseminations. And three, generate tips to assist with the defense of Mr. Allen, of which there were many that were very useful. Okay, so let's recall those three legitimate purposes of the press release, allegedly. Put an end to the incessant and inordinate requests from the media. So that's a legitimate purpose of a press release. Respond to the torrent of detailed information disseminated by state actors and family members. See Defense Exhibit T. Now, I would like to see that. Have any of you seen this Defense Exhibit T? And three, generate tips to assist with the defense of Mr. Allen, of which there were many that were very useful. It bears repeating that the press release did not violate any existing court order. Mr. Slick Nick McClelland represented to the court that the gag order was issued December 1st, 2022. The court accepted his representation when taking judicial notice until the defense challenged it. Both then conceded it was issued December 2nd, 2022. It is understandable that Mr. Slick Nick McClelland and Judge Francis Gall may have taken umbrage at the press release due to prior unrecorded conversations in chambers. However, the contempt power does not lie to soothe the wounded sensibilities of a judge. And that's a quote from Grimm versus State. Let's read that again. The contempt power does not lie to soothe the wounded sensibilities of a judge. Grimm versus State. I mean, this is laying the smack down. I'm sorry, this is laying the smack down. Hennessy often does that. States Exhibit 2 was the attachment to the accidentally misdirected email to Brandon Woodhouse. It was a thumb drive map. Mr. Slick Nick McClellan complained that it contained names. It did contain names, but that was necessary to be able to identify what was where on the thumb drive. It was nothing more than a discovery organizational outline. There was nothing in that outline that identified any substance of interviews or conversations with the persons named or any other substance at all. Yes, I agree with that. If you had seen that outline, which I recommend you look at, it's nothing. It's really nothing. Compared to the leaks of 2 entire probable cause affidavits, which contain details of the investigation, the disclosure of discovery of a bullet and a gun, and others, the thumb drive map was insignificant. Well, yes. Okay, but hey, let's not forget. Every time there has been a major leak in the Delphi murders case, who has been at the center of it? Murder Sheet Podcast? Mr. Slick Nick McClellan argued that was a violation of the protective order. First, it was not disseminated. The definition of disseminate is to spread widely. That email was sent to one single person who was an unintended recipient. Again, factual. The evidence showed that Mr. Baldwin contacted Woodhouse within an hour to have him delete it. That I did not know. I did not know that fact, but that's commendable, is it not? Within an hour. Second, Mr. Razi testified concerning an in-chambers conversation where the protective order was intended to prohibit public disclosure through media outlets. His testimony was not contradicted. Okay, so here we have an argument that it was not in violation of the protective order because it was not disseminated, which means spread widely. Firstly, it was only accidentally sent to Mr. Woodhouse, and within an hour, Mr. Baldwin contacted Woodhouse and asked him to delete it. Secondly, Mr. Razi testified concerning an in-chambers conversation where the protective order was intended to prohibit public disclosure through media outlets. Well, Mr. Woodhouse is not a media outlet. And Razi's testimony was not contradicted. Okay. Yeah, within an hour. Is that not considered responsible and professional conduct to say, oh, no, we have mistakenly, and it's pretty clear it was mistakenly. That's another thing. I guess I am doing a tangent, taking a tangent here. But who here does not believe that the sending of this outline to Mr. Woodhouse was not accidental? Because the way it's being pursued here and the way it's been argued by some of these prosecution shilling YouTubers is as if it was intentionally sent to Brandon Woodhouse. Is it not the consensus, even among the court, that this was indeed accidentally sent to Mr. Woodhouse? It appears to me to be matter of factual and pretty much a consensus even within the court itself that this was indeed accidentally sent to Mr. Woodhouse. Okay. Secondly, within an hour, Mr. Woodhouse was contacted and asked to delete it and informed that it was accidentally sent. So, I mean, so not only is it not disseminated, spread widely through media outlets, but it was indeed accidental and was indeed followed up within an hour to ask to delete. It was Mr. Woodhouse who did the wrong thing and went on to YouTube and blabbed about it. Right? State's Exhibit 3 was a discovery receipt that was not admitted. State Exhibit 4 was the email string between Messrs. McClellan, Baldwin-Rozzi, and Judge Gold concerning the leaks and ensuing investigation. Remember, we read those emails. Mr. Baldwin and Mr. Rozzi cooperated fully and without delay. They were open, honest, and complete in their communications to investigators and the court. I believe so. I read the emails. They seem to be normal, fair. Matter of fact, we should try to dig those up and read them later. State's Exhibit 5 consisted of 5 pictures which the state alleged were disseminated by Fortson after having received them from Westerman. Sergeant Holman testified that he believed, in quotes, he had seen them at a deposition. Mr. Rozzi testified that he reviewed the deposition exhibits and compared them to the 5 photographs rather than rely on memory alone. He then testified without contradiction that 2 of the photos were not created or used by the defense. Thus, those 2 could not have come from Westerman. To the extent that they may have come from Fortson, he had many other sources. I'm sorry for messing that up. I'm not feeling well. Let's start over again. To the extent those 2 photos, which were not used by the defense, may have come from Fortson, he had many other sources, as confirmed by State's Exhibit 6, which was 143 pages of Fortson's communications. The remaining 3 photographs were not offensive and would eventually be public. It was not dissemination of damaging information. The evidence disclosed many sources of the photographs that were never investigated. Oh, but we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about Murder Sheet. We don't want to talk about Dickie Smallballs, aka Richard Lee Snay. We don't want to talk about Ruckus Rock's Mark Cohen. No, we want to put this all onto Westerman and Rozzi and Baldwin. Well, it will become more and more clear for you that these photos emanated from multiple sources. Remember, Erskine took photos in 2017 and shared them. Woodhouse in December 22 leaked information. Fortson, Mark Cohen, all the fucking YouTubers. Okay? Can we be real here? The remaining 3 photographs were not offensive and would eventually be public. It was not dissemination of damaging information. The evidence disclosed many sources of the photographs that were never investigated. We should put that in bold. What would investigation mean? Investigation would mean digital forensics. You take the phones and the accounts of the individuals in question, you investigate them. Investigation is not asking someone who sent you the photos and them telling you an answer and you believing it. Okay? So when it comes to Kyra De Bruyne, Richard Snay, and the others, you don't believe a damn word they say. Murder sheet. If you were to believe a damn word they say, you would be an idiot and not an investigator. Once again, the evidence disclosed many sources of the photographs that were never investigated. The most egregious leak was the detailed probable cause affidavit to search Logan's property. Oh, at least we forget about that one. Sergeant Holman testified he asked Barbara where she got, and she said from Logan. However, he also testified the search warrant affidavit is never left with the person, just a copy of the search warrant. Makes sense, doesn't it? Thus, Barbara's statement had to be false. Barbara, did you lie? The affidavit also had murder sheet overlaid on every page. Oh, what are the odds? What are the odds that murder sheet was involved in some way in every fucking leak we have seen in this case? Sergeant Holman never asked the murder sheet people about it, who we affectionately term Shrek and Fiona, and never did any further investigation as to the source. Well, you'll remember how wonderful that PCA is. It's referred to as the FBI Nicole Robertson warrant. And you know what about it? It's the one that gives a different place and a different time. Yeah, it's crucial. It's crucial. Nicole Robertson wrote that PCA, which gives us approximately 1 p.m. as the time of alleged arrival near the intersection of 575 and 300, which is not at the Mears lot. I mean, who are we fucking fooling in this case? I am so sick of this case. Do you wonder why I don't want to talk about this Delphi case anymore? Who are we fucking fooling and kidding here? State's Exhibit 6 was 143 pages of Fortson's communications. Rest in peace, Mr. Fortson. The state had previously provided undersigned counsel 145 pages. At no time did they disclose what pages were removed or why. So 2 pages missing. Not once. Okay, here's where you perk up your ears. Okay, this is where you listen. Not once did Fortson identify Westerman as his source. Not once did he describe any direct contact with Andrew Baldwin. So here we go. Not once did Fortson identify Westerman as his source. Not once did he describe direct contact with Andy Baldwin. Not in person, not by phone, or any messaging app. Parenthetically, it says, see Appendix 1, and we will. The state argued that Fortson saying he was going to Franklin somehow connected Fortson to Baldwin because his office was in Franklin. That is an unsupported leap in logic. There was no evidence that Fortson actually went to Franklin, and there was no mention of Andy Baldwin regarding his trip to Franklin. The state ignored Westerman's ties to Franklin. And do you know who happens to all live within minutes of each other? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I'll give you a hint. Murder sheet. Put it in the chat. Who lives near Murder Sheet? Within simple minutes, single digit minutes of Murder Sheet. Put it in the chat. Throughout the 143 pages admitted, there were only 4 references to Andy. The first was that they may have Messer's phone. She tried to give it to Holman, but he ghosted her, so she gave it to Andy. No source was identified for that information, and it was not attributed to Andy. The second was that Andy had audio of Professor Turco's statement. The third was that the judge was setting a suppression hearing, but Andy is seeking clarity. Those 3 references did not identify the source of the information, and it was not attributed to Andy. The last was that he's going to be with Andy tonight. There's no identification of who he is or what they might be meeting about. There was no evidence of any meeting. Again, he did not identify any source for his alleged information. State's Exhibit 7 was Andy Baldwin's email to Judge Gull, copying all the other attorneys. He began by saying, "We want the leaker caught." He related what he knew as of October 9, 2023. This is a mere week after the massive leak. Okay? Regarding the photographs and other leaks, he ended with the suggestion that the FBI Who suggested that the FBI should investigate? Andy Baldwin? Does it sound like he would have something to do with this? If he had knowingly, intentionally, or willfully participated in any dissemination of any photographs, he would have never suggested the FBI investigate. Okay, so let's see this about Andy Baldwin. He mistakenly emails Woodhouse, and within an hour contacts Woodhouse to say, "Come on, delete it." Okay? He emails the judge, copies all the attorneys, and says, "We want the leaker caught." And he suggests that the FBI should investigate. State's Exhibit 8 is Mr. Razi's letter to Judge Gull, consisting of 7 pages. He disclosed all that he knew about the leak and reported other more sensitive and damaging leaks for the court's consideration. State's Exhibit 9 is Mr. Westerman's affidavit, which clearly establishes that what he did was not known by Mr. Baldwin and that Mr. Baldwin did not participate. Yes, and also remember, Mr. Holman referred to him as the victim of Mr. Westerman. He admitted that what he did was without any authorization whatsoever. This is Westerman saying what he did was without any authorization. Mr. Baldwin was the victim of Mr. Westerman in this. State's Exhibit 10 consists of 20 pages of back and forth messages between Mr. Baldwin and an unidentified person. The state alleged that person was Mr. Westerman. That exhibit was admitted over objection because it contained Mr. Baldwin's mental impressions and work product and failed to identify the other participant. Mr. Slick Nick McClellan read that exchange with advanced knowledge that it was communications regarding consultation on the case. He never should have read it. Mr. Rozzi testified about an in-chambers meeting with Judge Gall, Brad Rozzi, Andrew Baldwin, Nick McClellan, and perhaps one other prosecutor involved in the case early on. Mr. Rozzi testified that during that meeting, Judge Gall clarified that the parties could share information and brainstorm with anyone. That the intention of the gag order was only to prevent the parties from holding press conferences, sending out future press releases, and conducting interviews with the media. So this is an in-chambers meeting with the judge, the defense, and prosecutor, in which the judge clarifies that the parties could share information or brainstorm with anyone, and the intention of the gag order was only to prevent the parties from holding press conferences, sending out press releases, and conducting interviews with the media. That sounds like a whole bunch of press relevancy, doesn't it? The testimony was uncontracted. The defense tried to call Mr. Slick Nick McClellan as a witness, but the court would not allow it. He had the opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Rozzi regarding about that conversation, but did not. Well, that's strange. His name is misspelled and it's some weird syntax there, but the court cannot rely upon its own memory without being a witness, which would relate back to the defense's request for recusal. Mr. Baldwin's communications with Westerman and sharing of his Frank's memorandum with him and others for critique is exactly what was contemplated. The prosecution's allegation that Mr. Baldwin's discussions with Mr. Westerman violated the gag order is unfounded and not supported by the evidence. I mean, once again, the voice of reason is just consistently absent from any discussion of this case. But is it not clear that Nicholas McClellan is really reaching in all of these allegations with every single filing? Additionally, Sergeant Holman and Mr. Mullins, wow, those are two winners. Those are two fucking winners. What have they hidden? Doesn't it, as you read through all of this, doesn't it seem like they have intentionally hidden things and obstructed? Sergeant Holman and Mr. Mullins testified that they were aware that Mr. McClellan was exchanging information with Gary Bodette, the most prodigious leaker of all. Sergeant Holman and Mr. Mullins testified that they were aware that Mr. McClellan was exchanging information with Gary Bodette, Big Slavs, the most prodigious leaker of all. The court would not allow evidence of the substance of those communications. Oh, you remember that. See, that happened a week ago, and everyone closed their ears, eyes, and mouth about it. They played the three fucking stupid monkeys. Okay? They played three monkeys. And the judge sustained those objections from McClellan. I would remind you that a lot of that has been made public on the YouTube streets. However, Judge Gall sustained those objections of Slick Nick, who did not want his own bad behavior put out there for the world to see. It is therefore not known what information Slick Nick disclosed to old Fig Solves. It would have been relevant and probative as to whether Mr. Baldwin's discussions with Westerman were prohibited by any rule or order, or were inappropriate in any manner. If Mr. Baldwin is to be held in contempt, Mr. McClellan should face scrutiny as well. Big Solves. I told you, me one them oh. So why is not Mr. McClellan facing any scrutiny? If Mr. Baldwin can be charged and found with contempt of court for misdirecting an email or for being the victim of Mr. Westerman, then why shouldn't Mr. McClellan face the same scrutiny for his improper communications with Fig Solves and his group? Remember, Mr. Fig Solves is not just an individual. Mr. Fig Solves had a group of hackers and PIs working with him. Isn't that right, Ruckus? Attorneys with combined criminal defense experience of 120 years testified that they would routinely consult with both lawyers and non-lawyers about the evidence in a case during trial preparation. They said it was all crucial to trial preparation and explained why. Those lawyers testified as to sending and receiving misdirected emails. They confirmed that they would address those mistakes exactly the way in which Mr. Baldwin did. They also testified, contrary to Mr. Slick Nick McClellan's argument, that Mr. Baldwin should have reported to him and the court that it would not cross their minds to report such events to a prosecutor or judge. Notably, there was no evidence of any obligation for Mr. Baldwin to report the accidentally misdirected email to the prosecution or judge. Yes, it's not in the rules. It's not a rule. Furthermore, he had taken immediate corrective action within an hour and reasonably believed that it had been resolved. Yes, how was he to know that Mr. Woodhouse would go on a tear on YouTube? And need I remind you, in the text messages that Mr. Woodhouse shared, who was the other person in that line of communication? Who was the other person in those text messages that Mr. Woodhouse shared? I'll wait. Mark Robert Cohen. Oh, what are the odds? What are the odds? So Mark Robert Cohen sucking up to David Erskine, who took photos and leaked them in 2017, sucking up to Brandon Woodhouse, who leaked in 2022, and sucking up to Robert Fortson and others, and Murder Sheet. Each of those lawyers testified that it was standard practice for criminal defense attorneys and their regular practice to establish a separate area in their offices to spread out the discovery and anticipated evidence for trial preparation. They had never thought to secure the area because they never expected a betrayal like Mr. Baldwin suffered. No one expects to be betrayed. 8 additional experienced criminal defense attorneys echoed the testifying lawyers with affidavits that were not admitted. Sounds like Mr. Westerman holds a lot of the keys to this mystery, doesn't it? Doesn't it make sense that the troll farm went to extreme lengths to protect and deflect from Mr. Cohen? Oh, how soon do we forget the lengths that they went to protect and deflect from Mr. Cohen? What did they do? They took old pictures of his daughter when she was sick. They spread those pictures around and said, how dare they question Mark Robert Cohen? Look at his sick daughter. How dare they attack his sick daughter? And they put old photos of the daughter. When no one at all was attacking or questioning the daughter or her sickness from years prior. No. What they were doing, myself included, we were questioning Mark Robert Cohen, and we were questioning the money that raised red flags. The $2,500 that seemed extremely suspicious in its timing. Tax-free, donation pathways. Oh, but they went to great lengths to protect and deflect Mark Robert Cohen. But it sounds like Mark Robert Cohen and Mitchell Westerman are exactly who hold the answers to all of this. And I would also say David Erskine. Snay and Murder Sheet. As I've said before, they all know what happened and they are despicable for not stepping forward and clarifying what has happened. The court declined to hear testimony and admit documents of much more detailed, serious, and damaging leaks. Yes, from the Prov, from Skip, i.e. Stephen. Oh yeah, the court denied, did not want to see or hear any of that. It has been preserved in the record, though. Those leaks were purposeful and willful. The defense renews its plea for the court to consider such evidence when contemplating whether Mr. Razi or Mr. Boeing knowingly, intelligently, or willfully committed indirect contempt beyond a reasonable doubt. The Indiana Supreme Court in State versus Shoemaker said that the appropriate standard in an indirect contempt proceeding is beyond a reasonable doubt. The court applied the beyond a reasonable doubt standard in Indiana re Perillo 270, Indiana 390, 398, 386. Now, it's not it, guys. Unfortunately, it's not it. It's not it yet. Now, this is the appendix that is attached to this memorandum. Okay. This is a conversation, or these are points from the communications. Okay. So what is this we're going to look at? This appendix are points or bullet points from the communications between Mark Robert Cohen and Robert Fortson. Is everyone clear on that? We'll go quickly because it's not a lot here. Okay, it's not a lot here. I don't even want to read through this. These are communication points between Mark Robert Cohen and Mr. Deceased Robert Fortson. Blood at the base of a tree to the right. I don't have the pic, but I would assume so. References to blood at the Webbers. Yeah, the whole bullshit with the references to blood at the Webbers is they say they got both girls' DNA and an unknown male. That's unusable. This is what the bullshit they say is. Which means it ain't Richard Allen's, or at least it for purposes of being able to prove in court, it can't be proven to be Mr. Richard Allen's. 3, that EOA channel has some real potential cult victims in his comments. I don't see what the point of all this shit is, but I'll go quickly through it. Robert Lindsay is mentioned. If want more Odin stuff, Gabe Ellis, Eric Williams, Dustin Prater, Tyler French. That's interesting, isn't it? Is that Kokomo crew or people connected to Odin suspects? Prater can be connected to Westfall. Okay. Let's start that over. If you want more Odin stuff, Gabe Ellis, Eric Williams, Dustin Prater, Tyler French. Is that Kokomo crew or people connected to Odin suspects? Prater can be connected to Westfall. Oh, yeah. Reference to Crime Night. Reference to Jeff Stankard. Reference to Defense got the girl's phone records. Good stuff. Tell you what, these assholes talking about these murders really grieve me. Really grieve me how excited they get over the fucking murders of 2 children. Good stuff? Really? Good stuff, you fucking freaks? Defense got girls' phone records. Good stuff. Yeah. Which one of them said that? That's fucking disgusting, Mark Robert Cohen. Law enforcement declined to look at video footage of business by the Mears entrance. Personal dark horse. Jerome Weiss. Well, I agree with you there, whoever the fuck said that. Agree with you there. May have Messer's phone too. Tried to give it to Holman, but he ghosted her, so she gave it to Andy. No, they do have Messer's phone. Just watch the Brandon Woodhouse YouTube. I assume that is you on there. Oh, that must have been Fortson asking Cohen. Clutch just blamed the family for it, said Cody Patty would be taking the fall. Well, blaming the family, yeah, that's a phrase you guys like. Because anytime someone comes with some reasonable hypothesis or observations about the family, you call it blaming the family. So yeah, Clutch mentioned Cody Patty. I guess that's blaming the family. Well, guess what? I do too. Fuck Cody. Andy had audio of Professor. This is the opposite of what Sergeant Holman said. Professor said the opposite of what Holman said he said. Judge going to set a suppression hearing, but Andy is looking for clarity. References the interview with Professor Turco. References Jennifer Scully. Screenshots. Like, what the fuck is that? Screenshots. Number 17. I like the delusion about how much a picture of Keegan Kline is worth. Ha ha. Picture of ruins. Woodhouse sent that. You mean runes. Screenshot of Clutch's theory. Then more Clutch. Clutch, Clutch, Clutch. Yeah, Clutch who doesn't say shit for like every 6 months. She and Kelsey both communicated with Shot's account. Ah, sounds like a little proof. Sounds like a little something of substance there. Sounds like a little something of substance there. Former mayor working for McClellan has Odinist ties. You don't say. You don't say. Our former mayor, who no one can fucking stand, Evans, Odinist ties. Who is Max S? Well, that's Snowburger. Max and Jimmy Snowburger. You should ask them what the fuck happened on that creek. Ties to Garrett Kurtz, not Cruz. Garrett Kurtz. Child molester Marco Salinas got nudes of both, communicated with 2 accounts from Klein's Dropbox. Well, that's a new one to me. That's a new one to me. Where are these guys getting this information? Rachel Yancey, Libby wanted Max. Max wanted Abby. Facebook of classmates of Liberty and Abigail. You should ask those Snowburger kids what happened to those girls. Marcos Salinas tied to Keegan Klein's Dropbox. Yeah, who else is tied to that Dropbox? Rocks at the CVS. Salinas has ties to Allen to CSAM according to Russ. References Snowburger getting nudes. You should ask Jimmy Snowburger what the fuck him and Garrett Kurtz and them boys used to do on that creek and what the fuck happened to Abby and Libby. References Hannah Rosto and Elliot Guy. Screenshot Keegan Klein. Side by side of sketches. Fence has never made such an exhibit. References Joe Lewis as Jive. Shared with one other person. You and only one saw the crime scene. Hood up? Yes. Kelsey's boyfriend? Yes. Oh, Kelsey's boyfriend. That's been mentioned many times before. 5:55 was there around 11 to 11:30. What is that? Family in Delphi, the Rainies. Kelsey, Chase, and Bree, lawyer up, joins Air Force, left town. Bree's account, listen to what she says. Brandon Woodhouse, stuff, give you more cover. Ban me in JFJ because of Patch's conversation with Indy Clown. Driving home, thinking supposed to go to Franklin this weekend. Want Nick to stop hiding shit. Want people to stop running their mouths over shit they don't know. Picture of F tree. Post screen, not mine. Snay going to be mad at you. I'll go visit him and smarten him up. Oh, but Snay's not involved in anything ever. Oh, no. Journey banned me for no reason. Banned from posting facts. References to Barbara. Picture of F tree. Has full picture with evidence label. Oh. Oh. Interesting, because evidence label meaning comes directly from law enforcement. Well, that's funny, because as we've been investigating these crime scene photo leaks, there's several indicators that something's coming, some things are coming directly from law enforcement. Why haven't these leaks been properly investigated? By properly, I mean digitally, forensically investigated. Picture of the F tree has full picture with evidence label. Wants to clear up false information. Abby's grandma said thanks. Screenshot of screenshot printed on paper, then cropped. 3/20/18 stuff. Wow, that's interesting too, because we've been noticing some anomalies with the various versions of the leaks that are floating around our chat. Remember, Baldwin suggested to the court that the FBI investigate the leaks. And what happened instead? Holman talked to a few people. References Woodhouse video, references Chastity Gerald. Message from Holman where he contacts Woodhouse, got more coming. Yeah, well, I told you, Mark Robert Cohen and Woodhouse, little two peas in a pod. Just like David Erskine, just like Murder Sheet, just like Rick Snay, just like Tommy Frost. Oh yeah, Cohen. Rich. It's rich. The lengths they went to protect and deflect Cohen are astonishing. Wonder why. Told no rocks about everything. Elvis Field duped by Mike Thomas. He's going to be with Andy tonight. Talking about me going down Saturday. You and Brandon and these guys. Another source, Kelsey. References Doug Rice, Jerica, and Anna Evans. Rayleigh told Mary picture of Duval. Drake French saw. Drake French. They are implying the leak of the photos of the bodies. I don't know. Someone sent them to me. Not sure what Matt is implying. Did someone tell him they saw them? Did someone show someone else? I just don't know. My wife just left me. Mark, talk to me, please. He says this right before killing himself, the days before. He also repeatedly calls and reaches out to Mark, who doesn't have the balls to pick that phone up. Sketch is confidential, rather not from me. Assume under gag order, shared with one other. You are only one. Saw CS hood up. Nick drunk at bar. Oh, interesting that a year ago I had someone sell. We'll talk about that later. Nick drunk at the bar. What if I told you I knew someone? My cousin was there. Derek, Nick said Cody Patty should be worried. Hold on. Let's go back to number 12. Clutch just blamed the family, said Cody Patty would be taking the fall. Nick drunk at bar. My cousin was there. Derek. Nick said Cody Patty should be worried. I know he does blow too. Interesting, because why did someone reach out to me a year ago telling me about selling him? Something like that. Are you going to realize it? I can't. Release it? I can't. It is obvious pictures of this stuff and not originals. BG was Carl Abbott. Carl Abbott, owner of a funeral home. A series of picture not related to the defense. A series of pictures. Anyway, so what is the value of this? Well, all of this shit is just some hearsay shit between Cohen and Fortson. That's what the value of it is. Worthless. However, you and I know that within that worthless, legally worthless hearsay, there are nuggets of truth. You and I know that within these 70 hearsay points between Fortson and Cohen, there are some nuggets of truth. So, seems like several times now we have the family brought into this conversation. But remember how the mere mention of family so easily becomes family blaming. The mere mention of a family member becomes blaming the family. Why? It's just like the mere mention of Robert Cohen and the receiving of money that looks questionable instantly becomes attacking his sick daughter. The mere mention of Robert Cohen, Mark Robert Cohen, taking money and being at the center of all of the leaks over the years instantly becomes attacking his poor sick daughter. Like I said, there are more documents that we could be reading over, and we may, but these two were the most pertinent, I thought. Unfortunately, it seems that everything that that Nick McClelland files is just completely reaching and trying to pull some slick shit, and basically it seems like it borders on malpractice or something. Remember little Frankie alleging that Tyler Carpenter is the person behind the 2,000 anonymous dollars in Mark Robert Cohen's GoFundMe. And we know that Robert Fortson is behind the $500. Why is it that the troll farm seems to have themselves firmly implanted in the center of all of this? Why is it? All right, so let's go ahead and try to address the chat now. And I told you I don't feel very good. I'm pretty damn tired and exhausted. Let's back this chat up some. Take a look at some comments, and then we'll get out of here early because I feel sick. I'll be downright honest with you. All right, let's see. Let's start with this one now. Welcome in, Gen C. I'll start with this one. Welcome in, Gen C. Yes, it is a lovely evening. It is. And welcome in. All right. Bobby Smith says, at least 3 leaks. David Erskine, 2017. Brandon Woodhouse, 2022. Robert Fortson, 2023. Others along the way. Mark Robert Cohen tied to every single one of them. Oh, yeah. A whole lot of murder sheet, too. It's kind of like, let's make a little gumbo. In the mix, we're going to throw Robert Fortson, Mark Robert Cohen, Murder Sheet, Brandon Woodhouse, David Erskine, Rick Snay, Mitch Westerman. Starting to sound like a gumbo of leaks, doesn't it? Any of that sound like Baldwin giving out information to the media, which is what the protective order, gag order was? I don't believe any of that is Baldwin handing out or Rozzi handing out to the media information. Sweet Dude Shippy says, I think Fish, Chris Todd, Frank Meister Prosecutors podcast passed on body photos because the price was too high. Yeah. Yeah, well, we know who could afford them. And like I said, little Frankie seems to have perhaps figured it out. Most people don't realize how closely Snay, Murder Sheet, Westerman, and Fortson lived from each other within minutes. Yeah, within minutes. I have Delphi. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like lately. It's really what I'm feeling like. Or Delphimentia. All right. Thank you guys for participating. Hey, welcome in Mike Cunningham. Mikey, what up? Welcome on in. Gary Bodette. Yes, the most prodigious leaker, according to this document. Big Slavs. I just hate saying it. I hate saying his name. I told you, me one, them zero. Yeah, very mature because it's all a fucking game, right? It's all a game with you guys. It's all a fucking game. Tracy Fleetwood. Okay, how'd that investigation into leaks really go? Yeah, it was not an investigation. That's the thing. Like, if they wanted it solved, they would have actually investigated. And if anyone cared, the FBI would have investigated, like Baldwin suggested. It's a shame that we can do more to solve the leaks than these ISP. I mean, what the hell's going on when we know more about the leaks than the ISP? Can someone explain that? Do they not want to know about the leaks? I mean, if you ask Rick Snay who gave him the photos, do you actually think that's an investigation? Did someone hire Fig like they hired Little Frankie? Lambert Co., welcome in. They all stink. Yeah, they do. Diamond Eyes, I lurk everywhere because I want to know who starts some of the crap, and I have commented in a couple of Snake chats, but not about, but mostly responding to other chatters. It's the Indiana swamp. Thank you, Diamond Eyes, for making me laugh. Thank you. Okay. Snay was crazy since trying to fight Kevin Greenlee. Yeah, fucking idiot. Okay. So did Mark Cohen's dad know Diener or Gull? How did he get the pics? Hmm. Good question there. Is a God thing. The Oscar for the Best Drama King 2024, Rick Snay. Yes, maybe Mike's answering it. Rick Snay. Mark Robert Cohen is at minimum a CI. I think he works for the bad actors. I mean, he's obviously doing bad actor work. Okay. I was totally unaware, Diamond Eyes. Where and when did she slam Joelle? And likewise, you. Just like to know who, what, when, where. Oh, yeah, Diamond Eyes. Fill us in. Fill us in. Mm. Okay. Mark Robert Cohen's dad, who was alive at the time, now deceased, was an elected judge. Does that have any bearing on how he would have gotten inside information? Does anyone remember Snake saying to a local news station when asked if Richard Allen was ever heard of from anywhere, he said no, and then another reporter asked, and he said yeah, but long ago. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. That's a guy I'd rather not ever talk about. I wish he'd leave me the fuck alone. Thanks, Diamond Eyes. I'll be casting a beady eye over that after treating people accordingly. Thank you, K West. Go check that out. I need to know. Please report back. Um, all the usual suspects are named. Finally, Jerome Weiss, Tyler French, Prater, Westfall, and Brad Weber. Westfall is related to Kay Weber. Didn't know that, Frenchie. Man, I missed so much. Have to go back and rewatch. Yeah, she's buddies with the trolls. Trolls. I've been admonishing her forever. PCA has a problem, I believe, but my opinion is there's big falsehoods in the PCA. In which one? In all of them. Okay. Looking likely she's delving into reindeer games, ladies. All we need are Pat Brown, Julian Powell, and Gabe Ellis. Prater was Derek German's meth cook. Yeah, greats on me, K West. Hennessy's referenced exhibits for their gag order admissions, not their substance. Nicholas McClelland is a fool. Went to the grocery store in the middle of criminality, so I must have missed something, but I'm not going to get in the middle of anything unless I have enough proof to make my own. Yeah, well, the thing is, she allows all the fucking trolls to have free reign on her channel, and it's disgusting. Shane Evans is pagan. He likes pagan sex in the woods. Exhibits are Hennessy's projectiles flying at Holman and McClelland gag order violating targets. Yeah, you like the way the Dropbox got mentioned here? The pagan Dropbox, right? Hey, welcome in, Sherlock Kendra. Sherlock Kendra, welcome in. Frenchie says, there used to be parties and bonfires with drugs and alcohol and lots of sex with teenage girls. Ask Clayton Miller. Hey, well, thank you, Frenchie6290. Frenchie6290 says, ask Clayton Miller. Whoa, hey, ACB, welcome in, ACB. Welcome in, ACB. Is Clayton related to Thomas Miller, Frenchie? Jerome Weiss liked 14-year-old girls too, allegedly. Wow. Clayton Miller, Nate, and Thomas Miller. That's what I want to know about that trifecta. Okay, older men with teenage girls. Just got home, feel like I'm missing everything. Welcome in, Peace. French is bringing the flamethrower tonight. I'm afraid to repeat some of that. Hey, Peace. Yeah, welcome in, Peace. And Digital. The whole town is a cesspool. It's because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, but you know what meth sex is, right? You know what meth sex is. It's a big homosexual thing. It's a gay community thing. Bingo, exactly right. Evidence label is law enforcement. It would have to be. Yeah, remember that? They covered that. We've been saying these things for the last couple years, Digital. Hey, welcome in, Sonia. Sonia, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. There's nothing to do in these towns. There's just wood, seclusion, drugs, and booze. Way too much goes on in those woods in the summer. Okay, of course, McClelland ain't sure. Holman never investigated the leaks beyond their needs of a narrative. Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at. There was no investigation of the leaks. There were a couple questions asked to a couple people, and you're going to take their word for it? I mean, what the fuck kind of world are we living in? No one gives a shit about those leaks. Obviously, they would have investigated it all properly. Heard about the drunk at the bar story. Oh yeah, have you heard about the selling blow story? Drake French, Tyler French, and I am Jay French. I've dated a few lawyers. They all did blow. Fred French and family are big time criminals too. Hey, welcome in, Sleuthy Goosey. Welcome in. Sorry I'm not feeling well tonight, Sleuthy. Welcome in anyway. Enjoy the party. Welcome in, Sleuthy. All right. Mere mention equals bashing. Yes, yes. Mere mention of the family or any family member, or even the suspicion that what they have said is not true, or they have contradicted themselves in time, place, and narrative. Any of that is called family bashing. Yeah, it's gaslighting. Okay. Oh yeah, good guy. He's a good guy. That's what they said for the line. He's a good guy. They're attacking his daughter. They're attacking his daughter. He's a good guy. Mark Robert Cohen obviously sold the pictures. I mean, hello. Yes, I can't wait for the transcripts. So what we're going to have to do is wait till the defense gets them and then shares them, because otherwise they want over $2,000 a piece for the fucking transcript. And Davis is the man who did the drywall and paint in Libby's room. Pardon me? Yeah, he's a funeral home director. How does Chris Todd fit in? He got it from Mark Robert Cohen in December of 22. That's how he fits in. Chris Todd received from Mark Robert Cohen. And what Chris Todd does, okay, Chris Todd, he goes and he gives to other people, okay? Chris Todd goes and gets in everyone's ear and says, but don't say I told you. Guess who else does it? Ruckus Rocks. You didn't get this from me. I didn't tell you this. You didn't get it from me. I'm just giving you this. Troll Farm is paid and afraid. Yes, rest in peace, Doug Rice as well. Frenchie 6290. Thanks for hoping that I feel better. Who is Jerome Weiss? Well, he's a killer. Thank you, Cindy. Prof needs rest. Thank you, ACB. Prof does need rest. Jerome Weiss is a sex offender who lives in the area on the registry. Can we chuck ACV in it for extra flavor? Oh, no, ACV had nothing to do with all of those dumbasses. Oh gosh. Okay, Digital says Diamond is for Abby and Libby. Never getting addicted to another unsolved case again. Jerome Weiss is a RSO. He killed Kat Cole. Yes, he did, because she knew too much. I believe so. Jerome Weiss helped move the girls from the shack to the creek to be floated to the dump site. That means down from Wilson Bridge all the way to Round Logan's. And remember, good old fucking uh, or what's his name? Well, I'm not feeling well. Sorry about that. Guy that worked at Subaru. Okay, the guy that worked at Subaru. Hey, if you guys don't know, there were some real fucking scumbags that worked at Subaru in 2017. Bad guys worked at Subaru. Okay, including the guy who said they were found in the water. He worked right there with all other scumbags at Subaru. Why were they all there? Why were all the Subaru guys there? Hmm? Did they move the bodies? Hey, Carol coming in swinging the saloon door open. Welcome in, Carol. Welcome in, Carol. It's the Wild Wild West over here. What up, bitches? More of a siphoning than a leak with Westerman. Sleuthie says, I've been going back and forth over the I've been going back over the Frank's memo in preparation for seeing Click's testimony, and there are some things in there I don't remember reading. Oh, like what, Sleuthie? You know, we're experts on the Frank's memorandum here on the Prof's channel because we delve so deeply into it. But what is it, Sleuthie? Hope to catch up with your comments. Maybe you've already said it. There's no way, Digital. There was a Voorhees? Fig's game is tell everyone you trolled defense when he actually trolled prosecution. Defense thanks you, Fig. Okay. Or did Fig get sucked in because he is family of a victim of violent crime? Then his ego took over. No, no, no. In all my honesty, I don't know what you're talking about now. That's the mod's job. I do my best, but I'd be busy. Ooh. Becky Patty is the wizard of trolls. It's the Patty Troll Farm. It's the Patty family troll farm that we are dealing with daily. Digital, I'm not positive about the Abbott Voorhees thing. Sluthi, I think I learned that when I looked up Nate Miller's obituary. Simply too many tentacles. Hey, welcome in Nobody Nothing, 1717. Welcome in Nobody Nothing. What was presented at the contempt hearing, where the burden was beyond a reasonable doubt, was pitiful. Yeah, remember, the burden in this contempt is beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, come on. But they sure did object immediately to the Fig McClellan connection. Sleuthie is the same one related to Jay Abbott, and what about the governor of Texas? Just curious of this web. Yeah, I don't care about all that. It's not that deep. Prof, has the Tina and Megan story ever been looked at by LE? Well, I mean, if they haven't, then they haven't done their job. And I'm sure they haven't done their job. So, yeah, I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Lamberco. Getting out of here. You have a great night. Praying you feel better soon, Prof. Thank you. It's a God thing. See y'all. See y'all later. Okay. Chris Todd looking for a way to make money off the story like a movie. He goes from story to story. He thinks he's Columbo. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure he's working on writing a book to be turned into a script so he could make money off of the fucking Delphi murders. Has anyone ever tracked down an obituary for Shane's ex-girlfriend that was found hanging in the park? What? I have no clue that ever was a thing, Digital. Damn. Well, now I want to know about that. Okay. Supposedly the FBI has evidence for Megan Allen, says Frenchie. Local LE purposely ignored Tina Rodell and Megan. Some speculate law enforcement threatened them. Yeah, well, that par for the course, isn't it, French? Par for the fucking course. The one Subaru guy was taking photospheres for Google. Okay. Tentacles, more like a spaghetti fest with all of the associations. Like Messer saying in videotaped interview in October 2018 that he and Brad Holder commonly hung out at the bridge and in the woods around the bridge. Just a moment, Sleuthy Goosey. I got something for you. Oh, well, have I not corrected my error in putting it away? Oh, man. Oh, well, let's find it. It's worth it. Okay, let me find it, please. Okay, I'm just not in a well enough condition to find it. Okay. So it was going to be a party horn. Boop, boop. That's for you, Sleuthie. Wow. Ellie ignored that Megan said she stuck someone. Okay. Sonia said, we're allowed to question the family here. Yeah, well, I mean, free speech. We are allowed to speak freely and communicate with each other here. Julian Powell also drove the same make and model car that Greeno said he was riding in on the 13th at the bridge around 3 p.m. Hey, Amy's putting up my artwork site here, profpixels.com. And buy me a coffee, Prof's Crew, the Prof's Crew. Please contribute to the channel, help us out. Investigations, when they show up, they know everyone's pet's names included. They're not a joke. Facts versus facts and no fiction. Oh, gosh. I'm not feeling well, guys. Okay. No. ACB says digital. Her name was Maria G. Villagrana. Oh, is that the girlfriend? Wow. They don't investigate anything exculpatory. Heck, they can't even keep what they have. I could have sworn SJ saying Tierra had another name, not Bogart, that her ex was Tyler Joe Flynn. Bogart. Oh, there you go, sweet douchebby. See, you had my back. Wah, wah. And thank you so much. Can anyone think of a past retard correction officer that is wanted or needed for anything? I can't think or know of any use an ex correction officer claimed to be a real LE. You mean Ruckus Rocks? All right. Okay. Are we all a little crippled here tonight? People's fingers are not working. Yeah, yeah, I need to go. I need to take care of myself. No, he meant retarded. He meant retarded. They investigate investigation facts. They are very much active. Okay. Good night, Sonia. Good night. It's 3 a.m. Whoa. Oh, you're much later than I am. Good night. Yeah, everyone's a little, everyone's feeling sick tonight. Broken fingers, hurt arms. Greeno was the best phony baloney bounty hunter in Indiana. All right. Hey, well, look, I caught up with the chat. Major accomplishment. Major accomplishment for the prof tonight. I got a tip from a member that Liggett has sexual misconduct charges in his past. Well, he's not the only one. Something to do with two women that worked at a school. Liggett tried to get nude photos from them. Can anybody confirm? I can't. Well, that's quite a note to go out on, but good night, Bobby Smith. Good night. Yeah, but in closing, I mean, damn, is it just not obvious something really awry in Delphi? Is it just not obvious? I mean, how can these people go on pretending that this is your normal run of the mill case? This is what I don't get. It's really inconceivable to me that anyone can look at any aspect of this case and think that it's just your standard fare. It's mind-boggling. I mean, you got the way this family has acted for so many years has thrown up so many red flags. I mean, what appear to be outright lies. Outright lies. Compiled on that is the bizarre body language, the contradictions, the things that don't make any sense, and the stories changing. I mean, just something as simple as like the clothes that Libby had on. How are we 7 years later, all of a sudden, like it's nothing? Just like, oh, well, it's just nothing. Now she's in different clothes. Just something as simple as the clothes she's wearing. Much less everything else weird about the family. And Kelsey's like totally bizarre behavior and all of that. Then you got this case against Richard Allen. You look at the case against Richard Allen. What the fuck? You've lost all kind of stuff that you should be holding. Entire first week of interviews, 70 days of investigation. You got no cell phone data whatsoever from Cody, Patty, Kelsey, Mike, or Becky. What about Derek? You got family members early on saying that these girls were found dead in a shack. But then they're found in the water, according to John Weaver, who just happens to work at Subaru, where a bunch of no good motherfuckers are working that are tied into this case. But then somehow they're mysteriously found on dry ground on Ron Logan's property with sticks on them. You got David Erskine taking photos of the bodies, spreading them around early on. Then lying in text messages with Anna Williams, or is it her who was lying in text messages that there were text messages? What are the lies with David Erskine and Anna Williams in the text messages? Because now we know that's not how they were found. But for years, people ran with the Erskine text messages as if it was factual. Anna Williams appears to be lying. The entire ISP at this point appears to be lying. You put this guy, and you know, I believe that he probably had something to do with it. But still, you put him in a prison with Odinus guarding him, threatening to kill his wife and his family. What could be so big and bad that you would put the entire state police, the entire county sheriff, the entire police department and volunteer fire department? What could be so big that you'd have all of that, as well as the prosecutor, the former mayor, the judge, all of this structure protecting these people? This is why I'm sick of discussing this case. How obvious does it have to be before it's factual and something is done about it? Gray Hughes. Yeah, Gray Hughes. Oh, well, turns out she was wearing something else. Just, she's in jeans, but, never mind about that. Never mind about the pants she was supposed to be in. It's just things happen. Things happen. We get the story wrong. I know I helped the family totally construct the narrative and the timeline so that everything would line up and make sense. And I know I colluded for years in trying to get them to get their story straight and make things stick together. But now that we forgot this one important thing, that we put the jeans on the girl and not the sweatpants. I'm sorry, we made that mistake. We should have remembered we put the jeans on her. All right. Take one great live stream chat. You'll feel better by morning. Dr. Shibby's orders. Will do. I think it's been done. What can we do? Welcome in, Jay. Jay, you're late. Welcome into the chat, though. You say Amy most vital. Everyone's first interview is incredibly important. Well, what did I miss that Amy said? Let me go back and find it. I don't know. I can't find it. I'm not feeling well. Can't find it, but it's a good one anyway. Yeah, first interviews. So much awry. I can't even narrow it down to the top 10 most guilty. Must have missed it when Gray Hughes made total sense about the wrong clothes. Nothing to see. Hey guys, yeah. So turns out I was wrong. For years we lied to you and told you they were in these pants, these sweatpants, but she was actually in the jeans. We forgot which ones Kelsey put on her. Acting like a total fucking weirdo all the time. I have no problem naming these people in our discussion. They're horrible. Not a single one of them has any redeeming qualities. Yeah, were those girls going to meet someone or not? Yeah, it's been weird. Welcome in. It's been weird from day one. The LE, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, is the most horrible, vile, and corrupt gang. And obviously, they're full of these fucking wannabe Odinists or whatever they call themselves. Wasn't it also said at one time that the girls had texted back their juvenile witness friends that they were also headed to the park? The guy who asked if the bodies were found in the water minutes later The bodies were found? Yeah. Yeah. Like I just said his name. That guy. I know people react differently to trauma, but this family has consistently reacted oddly because it's not reacting, it's acting. I mean, right after the raid, they brought the boots in a clear plastic bag for everybody to see who it was walking into that department. Anna Williams' bizarre remarks: someone is going to be in trouble. Really? A joke? Your daughter has been missing for 6 hours. The most shook I've ever seen Hughes trying to explain that away, stumbling over words. It was comical. That guy right there. I hate saying mean things. I really do. Big question is, where were the questionable people on the 14th, meaning the people with alibis for the 13th? Were they at work or were they supposed to be the day after the girls, Abby and Libby, went missing? It is factual. Facts don't need to be authorized and can't be authorized by the corrupt. Something that would tie you to a quadruple murder, first Flora, then Delphi. They would lie about this to the bitter end. All of them. How can it be all of them? How can so many people come together to protect a few who did this to these two girls? I mean, when you look at those girls, guys, the thing is, it didn't take 100 people to kill these two girls. It didn't take 100 people. Why is it taking over 100 people to cover them up? Has old Gray been right about anything? Yeah, he's been right about the timeline he helped the family construct. That's about it. He's right. The girls were murdered. Why did law enforcement have lie detector done on Brad Holder and Patrick Westfall if they were not suspects? McClellan now tries to say it's insignificant, no loss by deleting the records. Go will back him and refuse Rousey and Baldwin the evidence. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we're one tip away. I think the whole thing's fucking known and solved. It's just that they're all covering it up. You know, here's what I think about Doug. Okay, fuck it, Doug. I'll say it. Fuck you. You've been saying we're one tip away for how many years? One piece of the puzzle away? No, fuck that. That's what you say when you never want it solved. You always want the public to be clueless. So you're going to say, duh, we're always going to say for the next 50 years, we're going to say, oh, we're one piece of the puzzle away. Oh, we're one tip away. We're one to bullshit. 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 There's no fucking piece of the puzzle left to this story. Yeah, and I saw fucking Kathy Clendenning advertising another fucking ride today. It's like, how much grifting are they going to do over this murder? They're charging $30 a ticket for the fucking ride now. How many thousand bikers are going to show up for that? How much money is going to be made? The thousand shows up. That's $30,000. How many beans and rice plates are they going to sell for $30,000? I mean, they're going to make like a truckload of beans and rice. What does that cost? $500? One tip away. Fuck another tip. They've had this together since day one. It's bullshit. It's to keep you. It's baiting you. Keep baiting you. Oh, one tip away, one tip away. Keep waiting. We'll solve this someday. Keep waiting. Keep looking the other way. Keep waiting for us to solve it. Never look at the obvious. Just keep waiting for it to be solved. Keep waiting for that magic tip. One day that magic tip will come. Sickening. These people are fucking sickening. Okay. Omar Newmart, the people of Delphi are a strange bunch and not in a good way. What up, Four Pits? What up, Four Pits? Thanks for coming in. I'm not feeling well, and it's good to see you come in. What up? Well, they didn't follow up on the ones they got, so did he know exactly what tip he was looking for, or did you rile me, Cindy? I don't think you riled me. I just got pissed because I'm like, my stomach hurts and I want to go lay down. But yeah, just fucking one tip away. Yeah, well, now they're going to say there's no geofencing. You know why? Because Alex Voorhees did the fucking geofencing. It's called fog reveal. Research it. Holman's beans and Frankie's wieners, $33 a bowl. Yeah, 33, right? Oh, guys. Yeah, should be providing our comic relief, but I'll see you guys later. There's a good little chat. Hey, I got to say this much. I mean, on a positive note, the positive note is the defense keeps producing documents and names. Okay, these defense filings, they keep becoming, they're honing in on the targets, right? Yeah, I actually feel like I'm about to hurl. Part of me. We're still live. We're getting off though. I'm done. Somebody with money and murder control smarter than these yahoos. Okay, good night, you guys. I'm out of here. I'll leave the uh, I'll leave the chat open for a little bit. I'm out of here. Yeah, last call. Someone with real power needs to set Gall, Nixon, McClellan, law enforcement down and tell them that there will be charged equal if no one tells what the fuck happened in this case. No answer, put all three in prison. Well, hey. I mean, who doesn't? Should the FBI be taking over this case? I think everyone would agree yes, except the troll farm. Okay? Everyone except the troll farm would say the FBI should be taking over this case. Now, will they? Will they? Exactly, Marianne. Where's the FBI? Yeah, one tip away. Never mind the 70 days and 1,000 tips and first week of interviews and all the fucking family's phones and all the other shit. Never mind everything that we haven't looked at. One tip away. Well, hopefully we'll get some more interesting documents because they've been getting better and better as they come. So. We will be anxiously awaiting further developments. And thanks everyone for being here. I really do appreciate all of you coming in tonight. Feel like shit. Oh, if you're on the replay, please leave a comment in the comment section. Please hit like. And please hit the donation pathways or the support pathways. We got donations you can send. You can buy artwork, you can buy merchandise, you can buy me a coffee. You can do all of that stuff. But please help the channel out in whatever way you see fit if you're watching the replay as well. So I know that all of our chat members, our channel members, my friends will appreciate it, and so will I. And we thank you, and we'll see you later. Good night.